But Hades 2, there was a technical
Yes.
test. We got to see we just got to see the game in the first area. The first area you explore is Erebus, named after the Greek personification of darkness. It is
Mm-hmm.
the pathway to the underworld where fallen souls await entry. And yeah, I watched the live stream where two devs were talking about the game and playing it for like 3 hours.
Right.
And it was really fun just to watch them talk about it and play the game, and the game looks so good. And of course, I watched like a couple other people play it as well.
Right.
Yeah, there's more of a focus on magic and area of effect attacks. It seems in this game, at least with like the first weapon you get, and even without that, even when you use the sister blades as they're called, you still get a lot of area effect attacks. Depending on
Which I'm really
the boons you
enjoying.
choose. Yeah, and yeah, we saw several new and old gods in the technical test.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We saw the return of Zeus, Poseidon, Demeter, Aphrodite, and Artemis, with brand new
Right.
boons that do a lot of similar effects as before. But some new gods we saw were Apollo, Hestia, and Hephaestus. Apollo is the god of light and can daze foes, making them miss attacks. And Hestia is the goddess of fire and does scorch damage. Hephaestus, as far as I can tell, has no like unique trait, but his boons do a lot of damage.
Mm.
We also saw Selene, the moon incarnate, who looks like she'll be taking the place of Chaos, seeing as there are gates with her symbol on it on the ground in several of the rooms.
Right.
And Skelly is back as Skellimaeus and is a full blown training master rather than a shady skeleton in the backyard. Uh,
When you put it like that, it makes him sound extra shady.
yeah, the mirror is replaced with an altar that allows you to deposit ashes to flip over different Arcana cards. These cards will grant permanent upgrades to be used for future runs, unlocking cards that will reveal it. Excuse me, unlocking cards will reveal adjacent cards that can be unlocked. And only 9 cards will be available for the technical test, but that number will grow over the course of the early access period. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can also gather resources that can be used to purchase upgrades using tools like shovels and pickaxes. But similar to the weapons, you can only bring one at a time, so you have to like pick and choose depending on what resources you need for what upgrades you're trying to make your way towards.
Mm-hmm.
The
And I
one,
kind of
oh,
like.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I like that system better than how like the resources work in the first
Yeah, we
Hades
had
because it's
to
like
pick a room to get to resources, which they still have that, but you can also, if you have like the option between a boon and a resource, but in that room you could pick up a resource. It'd be easier to
yeah,
choose the boon.
it's it's huge. Like because that was like a thing that kind of turned me off towards the like end of the game when it's like I have all the everything else. I'm just trying to like unlock all the stuff and it's getting some of the resources was like a huge hassle. And it was a shame because it was really I'm really enjoying the game. I love Hades to pieces. Just that was always a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the one criticism I have of what I've seen so far is that I'm not a huge fan of the new portrait art for like the dialogue.
Hmm.
It's not bad by any means, but I prefer the thick outlines and the stark black shadows and the dynamic posing
Right.
in the portraits for the first game. And while these portraits won't completely change over the course of early access, it's likely that they aren't finished because in addition to the portraits, there are also like background art now with the dialogue scenes, and
Hmm.
for one of them, I think it was for um, Artemis, like the background art was very clearly not finished. So it's like maybe the character art for some of them also isn't finished, and they might add some more details, some more of those thick black outlines and dark shadows. But maybe they won't, and it'll be fine. It's not bad. It's just I do
It's
prefer
different.
the way they looked in the first one, and I'll get used to
Yeah.
it, and it'll be fine. But it's just the only bit of criticism I have.
Right.
But yeah, it looks good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Bisexual stay winning. Like every
Always,
all
always.
the new characters they've introduced. Like they haven't missed yet.
Let me tell
They
you
have not.
something about Hecate. Oh my
No,
god,
because
those abs threw me off.
listen.
I was like, I don't care what you look like underneath the rest of those robes. It's crazy also that she has on so many clothes except where her abs are. She just shows them off.
They Supergiant knew what they were doing. They knew
It's
exactly
funny.
what they were doing. great cheese on them. They're oh man,
It's okay.
her and Eris, I think, is the one that they included. The one
Nemesis.
goddess of strife, Nemesis. Yeah, listen. First of all, I'm just excited because from what I could tell from the technical test, Nemesis, and I'm assuming like
Her
a
brother.
couple other, yeah, her brother, and then probably one other. Words are hard.
Oh, you know what? That's
Man,
probably what they're gonna do with this one. They're gonna have you have to
yeah, they're
choose
gonna be
between the
the
siblings
Araignée, yup,
because
equivalents.
yeah, this time you can't. You can't have them both because that would be weird. Granted, it's
Yeah,
Greek. It's Greek. Who knows?
yeah, but
You know, by morality of us people in real life, it's weird. But
right.
you know,
But to the Greeks, this is Tuesday.
Greek mythology, you know,
Um,
is regular.
yeah. You know what though? Hypnos, the little glimpse of him that we got. I'm so sad. Why is he so asleep? Wake up,
Probably in
sir.
sleep. Yeah, I'm interested to see one what Kronos will look like because he's a
Yeah.
Titan. I'm trying to think. Uh, who else is technically a Titan that we've seen before? Isn't someone else is technically a Titan? I,
Think.
I,
Oh,
I can't remember, but yeah. What do you,
yeah.
what is he gonna look like? It's gonna be interesting.
Right.
In my mind, I'm imagining he's gonna be like Flavor Flav, and he's gonna have a clock necklace around his neck.
Yeah. No, me too. Though. Like it would make sense.
But also, like they talk about Zagreus, Persephone, and Hades like they're dead, but then sometimes they talk about them like they're just captured. So I assume they're just captured. But
Yeah.
I wonder, in my mind, I'm thinking that maybe you're gonna have to fight Zagreus as
If
one
they
of the
make us fight
bosses.
Zacharias,
Like
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna
sob.
he's gonna be either being controlled or being forced to fight you, and like he is either the final boss or like the second to last boss. Or that's under the assumption that there are only gonna be three areas like there is in the first one. There might be more.
Right.
There might be like five. Like maybe like first area you fight Hecate, second area you fight some other boss, and then maybe like the third area you fight Zagreus, the fourth area you fight Hades, and then the last area you fight
Persephone. I'm
Kronos.
kidding.
No, that'd be hilarious.
The second boss fight would probably go hard, low key.
Yeah, but yeah, then you fight Kronos. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah,